This week in Doctor Who, Jodie is preggers again, Spielberg's Doctor Who, Flux, kind of a gamble, and the Stig is here. This and more, and Mad Men with a Box.
Hello everybody, my name is Professor Pixel, here once again on Mad Men with a Box with, of course, the two co-hosts you all know and love. It's Jimmy and Ozchris.
Hello.
And
this
we
is
are
gonna
here.
be a banger, so I'm gonna need a crack a cold one for this one.
Okay, I'm going to just take a sip from the big one that I got right here.
I have an
When
empty
did they start
cup.
putting vodka in Keystone? Oh my god! Don't throw up, Jesus, Pixel.
Let's go ahead and turn to our man, the data collector himself. What is this week going on this week and who?
Since I am the dad collector,
The
we
dad.
got Jodie Whittaker for this week in Who. She just decided to tell everyone that, hey, I'm having another born fetus.
Yes, the baby, as the common people would say. Congratulations.
Excuse me, she's a Time Lord. She's having a time tot.
Well, she's not even a Time Lord
Ooh,
anymore.
I like
but-
that. A time tot. I've never heard of that.
You've never heard of that? I'm pretty sure that's an official name.
Yeah,
A time
that's-
sprout and tyke. One of the two.
I think that's the term that they use.
Sprouts and tykes. What's the male one? What's the girl one? Sprouts and tykes. I don't know.
I'll never be able to play
I don't know,
anything.
I'm not a biologist.
The only reason I know those terms for like kids, sprouts and tykes, is because I went to a daycare when I was a kid, actually titled Sprouts and Tykes.
I thought you were going to finish that with I went to a daycare as a kid. I'm like, I would hope so.
I lived on the streets for quite a while. I didn't go on no
The streets
daycare.
raised me. I was on the streets of Detroit. Raised me hard.
The person who raised me when I was on the streets was Phoebe Buffet. She was cold cut and a killer.
Yes, but this is a little thing, just a little thing going on in her life. Congratulations to her.
Yes,
Congrats.
really
Big ups.
happy. So the thing about this, Twitter went wild with
yes.
the doctor's crazy. There was only two types: the oh my god, I'm so happy for her, cool, the normals, and then there was the abnormal people who were just like, I could feel it in my veins. I am so happy.
Listen, I have a sympathy pregnancy going on right now.
It was
okay?
crazy.
Twitter is sometimes gives us the best things,
Let's
but
be honest. We only go on Twitter now just to look at cosmic angst. Chloe.
her memes, yeah.
Her memes are
What?
the goated. Speaking of, oh, look at that. Oh, yes,
Now
the master. I saved Dick by giving it CPR. I am in misery. And then Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, you're not gonna get this unless you.
Or on TikTok.
You got to
On
follow
TikTok.
her. Anyone who's watching this, you have to follow her. She's the goat of Twitter. Now let's talk about Flux. You guys want to talk about Flux?
I mean, I think
Didn't
we
we
talked
do
enough
that
about
already?
it, but
I
yeah.
don't want to talk about it again, but like this is like it's kind of like concerning. The doctor admits. Sorry.
Yeah,
Doctor-
the Doctor Who is a real person. Admits, yeah.
Doctor Who execs admit that we didn't really know how the audience would take it. Well, hear me out now. That's every season. That is every season.
That's been
ever.
like every every season, but that's been really applied to every recent series so far.
Anytime Chibnall writes, where the execs are just like,
Yeah, it's like,
How are they going to take this?
hopefully they like it.
Jodie
Can we
Whittaker
get
deserves
money?
better. She really
She does.
does.
He admits that it was a bit of a gamble.
I mean, yeah, it's a 6-part story, which should have been at least 7 or 8.
8 minimum. That needed some
It-
work.
It
That
had
needed 8 episodes minimum and like 3 episodes post of just RTD explaining what happened.
it needed villains that had one, were more engaged in the plot, and 2, had better resolutions. What
The
a waste!
villains in this
What a
season were
waste
amazing.
What a waste of the Ravagers! What a waste of the Grand Serpent!
What a waste of what's his name? Swarm and Azur.
Yeah, the Ravagers. Yeah, like
Is that their name? The Ravagers?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Ravagers.
they were
Not,
Ravagers.
who
not
they
to be
were?
confused with
Oh.
Christopher Eccleston's first audio.
Yes.
Ravagers.
Which we also covered here on the channel. Be sure to check it
Uh-huh.
out.
But either way, they needed. Okay, you got the Centaurans. Oh my god, I should not have drank Keystone because now I'm just gonna be burping. This requires another one. Oh god, yeah. So the Centaurans were good, and the Azure and the Ravagers were good, and the Weeping Angels were good. But if you think about it, like, who else was in this story that progressed it? Nothing.
Nothing progressed it. I mean,
We got Dan memes. That was
Dan
What's
is
the point of
a
being alive?
treasure. Okay, what's the point of being alive? Exactly. Thank you, Dan.
You know what's so weird? That meme
He's
is
just
so,
like me.
that meme is so like prominent on Twitter that the actual quote is just out of my head. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of being alive if
That's
making
it.
other people happy, something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I
So
have to
the
disagree
flux.
with a little bit here too, and I don't mean to egg this on anymore, but he says right here about it being well received. Okay, I'm pushing on past that. We didn't rely on some of the old tropes and monsters.
No, that's exactly what you did.
That's what you did for
reverted
like.
back. You reverted back to the old Centaurans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pushed to make sure that old monsters were in this.
This is like Chibble being like, okay, for my first series, we're doing new monsters. I'm not going to rely on any classic Who stuff. Next, like end of his season, like the New Year special. Oh, hey, Daleks are back.
You know what's good? Let's be honest. We got to give credit where credit's due. He did the Centaurans better than Moffat and RTD. The Return of the Classic Centaurans, best thing to Doctor Who since Weeping Angels, no doubt.
That's a bit of a stretch, but okay.
I'm not including like characters, like I don't know, River Song. I'm not including them. I don't know.
Yeah, understandable.
But I'm including like just monsters. Like this is the best thing to happen. Next, something cool. Something's really cool. A James Bond actor, Ben Whishaw, doesn't want to be the next Doctor. Yeah, he played Q in Daniel Craig's 007. Now, that's upsetting because when I saw his picture, I instantly went, damn it. He would have been a great choice.
Yeah, very Matt Smith vibes.
Yeah,
Maybe because he looks young or is
I
young
was thinking
in that photo.
Benedict Cumberbatch vibes, but that's fine.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much all. He just said he doesn't really want to do it.
I mean he's in movies, so yeah,
I guess
That's true.
that's his thing now. He doesn't want to stay in there.
we have Unbound back, so maybe. What if he plays an alternate Doctor?
I don't think so. Because the step below television in the eyes of a celebrity, I do truly believe, is audio dramas.
You say that, but Sir Derek Jacobi is still doing audios.
Yes, but
he's knighted. He's a sir.
He's
Not only is he a
special,
celebrity,
okay? He's a
knighted.
special man. Okay.
He's a knighted celebrity.
You know
I
the
love
consequence. You know the consequence for disrespecting a knight, right, Pixel?
Yeah.
You die.
Flogged. You get flogged.
The queen will get out of her bed to track you down.
She will walk away from her $30 heater just to come and get you. Next, Steven Spielberg has once almost directed Doctor Who. Well, a movie. Made a Doctor Who movie. And you know what's upsetting about that? Nothing. I'm okay with him not doing it.
Yeah, I'm okay. This would have been like current
Counters.
Spielberg where he's not in his A game anymore, or this would have been previous like early Spielberg where like he would have included just weird or included a bad father-son relationship because
it would have been the Christmas Carol with Matt Smith, but instead of but the shark in it every time it appears is just done it.
just Jaws.
It's just Jaws.
And you don't see it half the time. It's just the fin.
Yeah, just the fin. I think like he can do. Steven Spielberg is the guy who can literally do anything. Like literally any movie he does is most likely going to win awards and he's just good at making movies. But a weird satirical sci-fi like Doctor Who, I don't know if he got that in him.
I just think it's a neat look back into history of that time, because ever since I remember Doctor Who, it's always been around, because I'm young. But it is interesting for us to get a perspective of all the rumors going around at that time for Doctor Who when it was in the wilderness years.
Yeah, and it says right here, Monty Python star Eric Idle would have played the Doctor, and it was only $20 million, and the actor would have earned $1 million of it, so it was a $19 million movie. I don't know if you could have done that back in the day.
I don't know. Eric Idle's the Doctor. I feel like that'd be more of like a Children in Need, like Red Nose Day comic,
or Douglas Adams, Dirk Gently sort of thing.
The curse of fatal death.
Yeah, something like that. As like a serious thing, I don't know.
John Cleese, on the other hand, give me it all day.
John Cleese is, but he just plays his character from Fawlty Towers.
No, the weird uncle from like the Jim Carrey series of unfortunate events.
Oh no.
All right, so one last thing to talk about. Doctor Who star Jodie Whittaker to be replaced by an older former star. And the star has actually played in Doctor Who before. The Matt Smith, the Doppelganger episodes. What are those called? Rebel Flesh?
Yeah, Rebel Flesh, the Almost People.
Almost People. She's like the main, she was the top person of those people. I know.
Oh, she's like the
scroll down. They'll show a picture of her.
Yeah, I know who you think. I know who you talk. It's like
her?
Her. Yeah, her doppelganger was like the oh no, what have we done? But the real one's like, I'm ready to kill them all. They're not real people.
Yeah,
I remember her.
But she also said like, yeah, this is probably not going to happen.
Yeah, no, this is.
I mean, here's the thing: actors are professional liars. So even though they say no, I'm not going to believe them. Like,
I mean,
everyone's still up for grabs to me.
I mean, Andrew Garfield spent so long saying, "Yeah, I'm not in No Way Home." No,
that guy should have got an Oscar for that alone.
Yeah, just that alone. Yeah. Although we knew it was inevitable, he committed to it. Like, yeah, I'm not in it.
I mean, he had to. That's why I'm saying they're professional liars. If you ask them a direct question, they're not going to tell you the truth because that's spoiling something, and that can lose them money and the next job or something. Like, I don't blame them. That's fine.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't know how reputable the Express actually is because I'm not from the UK, as the link says.
Well, there's a picture of a knight on it, so it's obviously a knighted site.
Okay,
that's
sorry.
Right. There's a knight. Okay. How did I not know?
Sorry.
It cannot be within question.
Please, next time you talk about it, you have to Sir Express.
Yeah. Next you're gonna say that everything on Facebook is real.
Wait, are you saying that people would lie on the internet?
They definitely don't
do that.
I Googled it. There's no such thing as false information on the internet.
Oh, no.
Anyway, that does bring us to our topic of the evening. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and introduce our guest, a friend, personal friend of Jimmy's. Do I have to say sir? Do I have to say sir, Jimmy?
I'll take it from here.
Okay.
This is Sir Landry Q Walker, author of many good books like Supergirl, Adventures in the 7th grade, I think it was. Then you got The Last Siege, which was one of my favorite books of the year. It came out, I think it was 2018, 2019. And of course, the adaptation of George R.R. Martin's second book, Clash of Kings, in comic book format. Cash for Klings, Sir Landry Q Walker.
Hello.
Thank you for that. That introduction was fantastic. Eighth grade. So close.
7th grade.
So close.
You're a great author.
That'll be the prequel.
Life. So now yes, he's also a massive Doctor Who fan.
A little bit, yeah. I was in fan club when I was 12.
You were the guy who robbed me of the position? I see how it is.
Yeah, I don't think you were around. Somehow. Feeling.
I think you were
a little older.
And he already has the coolest setup. Just look at that Cyberman hat back there. It's right there.
I put
He's got a hat too.
Cyberman
the-
from
Gets
the
cold
new
in here.
Batman movie.
The Riddler.
Yeah.
I have lots of
Riddle
questions.
me this.
What? Riddler. Okay, we're on a Doctor Who podcast, and you see question marks, and you think of the Riddler. Do you not remember when the Doctor used to stitch question marks on all his
Oh,
clothes?
shit.
I try to forget about that a
No,
little
no,
bit.
no.
The question mark umbrella, like
Listen.
Everything.
I
the
jumped to the
shittiest
Riddler because
doctor.
you have the green coat right there.
Oh,
Okay.
curtains, but fair point. Solid point. You win this round, but I like him because of Doctor Who also.
I
Okay.
didn't even notice that, but I'm on. Yeah, sure. Curtains. That's why we thought of that.
Anyway, I think it's time we go ahead and get started. Our topic for the evening is, well, our favorite seasons of Doctor Who, both classic and new Who. And to start us off, we're going to go to Jimmy. You're not worming your way out of this one,
Every
boy.
Single time.
Yes, every time, Jimmy. Give us your favorite classic season of Doctor Who.
Okay. This is rough. This is rough. Almost. Nope. Okay. Like it's hard to choose because like my favorite Doctor is the second Doctor, Landry, represent baby. Yeah, there we go.
there he is.
He's got it.
And then like, but it's hard to choose because like on one his second season, so that's season 5. You got the Tomb of the Cybermen, which I think is the greatest Doctor Who story of all time. And then you got the season right after that, you got 2 bangers, which was the Mind Robber and War Games. So it's like, how do I choose? I think I'll go with his final season just because there's 2 banger episodes in that. So series 6.
Okay,
I mean, that's fair.
that is fair. They have some good episodes.
You guys are
To be fair,
agreeing with me. You guys
I-
are expecting me to
I
be
was gonna
surprised.
say-
I know I'm right.
like when we came up with this topic, I knew like I thought Jimmy was just going to go straight ahead. It's like, oh yeah, Tomb of the Cybermen. You know that season, definitely.
I thought so too.
Because you love Tomb of the Cybermen. You always, much like me bringing up a certain very cool guy as the next Doctor,
Shut
you
up.
always bring
Shut
up.
up.
You always bring up Tomb of the
We've
Cybermen.
gotten 21 minutes and you haven't said it, so don't. It's dead.
Okay, I'll behave. I'll behave this time.
Only because we have a special guest.
Yes.
All right,
only because
all
we
right.
have a special
I think-
guest.
I think we should go ahead and move to the man down under before we get to our special guest. OZ Chris. Yes, OZ.
Yes.
Tell us your favorite classic Who season.
Now, I was in a similar predicament as Jimmy, but with 2 seasons of the 4th Doctor, because you have season 12, you have Genesis of the Daleks,
Oh, that's a good one.
one of the most iconic episodes. Not even just Dalek episode, just episodes in general.
And if you want to hear some more about that, Landry Q Walker and I talked about that exact same thing and how it relates to the politics of the time on my main channel, link down below.
Could I pick just this season is good just because of a single episode? There are other episodes in there. That's the thing. Season 13, I have seen more episodes of that, Pyramids of Mars and The Brain of Morbius. And I really enjoyed those 2 episodes as well. So,
But dude, the second half of Pyramid of Mars holds up as much as the first half.
yeah, that's the yeah, I know. That's the thing with Pyramids of Mars. The first half is, but it gets good at the second half. That's
Landry's
the problem.
looking at us like, I don't know about these guys.
I don't know what I'm going to say. You're saying all the things I was going to say. I got
Yeah,
nothing left. I
and
agree
then-
with all of this.
Yeah, and then you also have Seeds of Doom, which I hear is pretty good.
It's so good.
That was my
That's the
introduction. That was
Yeah,
my
that's
introduction
the
to Doctor
thing.
Who.
So
Landry,
that's
I think that has probably the funniest line of all time, where a guy comes in while they're looking over a cadaver, and he goes, "Speak," and he goes, "Oh, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart had perfect pitch," and he goes, "No, about the dead body." He goes, "Oh, he's dead."
So yeah, as much as I love Genesis of the Daleks, I'm going with season 13. Yeah, the second half of Pyramids of Mars, Brain of Morbius, Seeds of Doom.
That's yeah.
Yep, season 13.
That's fair.
Baker.
All right, that leads us to our special guest of the evening, Mr. Walker, Sir Walker, as they have told me to call you. what is your favorite classic Who season?
This is to start off with. This is an impossible question because, as has already been illustrated, there's so many seasons where there's a great episode that just, and then surrounded by episodes that they're okay. But going through it, I had a few different choices I was trying to figure out. One of which was Troughton's last season. I mean, it's fantastic. I enjoy all of them. The Dominators, the Mind Robber, the Invasion. I have to refer to a list because I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. Seeds of Death was the one with the Martians. Why am I blanking on their name? But that was a good one with a lot of bubble bath in it.
I did see you mentioned Dominators. I wouldn't have mentioned that, dude. That's
with the Quarks.
With the Quarks.
Nope.
This alone.
No.
Yeah, Quarks. I don't know. But the thing is, I'm biased with Troughton. I like Troughton so much. That said, I also was thinking about Seeds of Doom. Though with Seeds of Doom, even though it was my introduction to Doctor Who, those first 2 episodes are fantastic. The other 4 episodes meander a little to get to the point. So it's with the classic Doctor Who, you can have half of a serial, as one of you already illustrated. You can start off strong and end weak, or start weak and end strong. And ultimately, I kind of settled on the first season, the very first season. I just watched both Keys of Marinus and I loved. Have you seen that one? Have you guys seen that? Keys of Marinus?
I have not. Pixel has.
I enjoyed that one a lot.
That's with you said series 1, so I'm guessing that's with Unknighted Sir William Hartnell.
Yes.
Where it all began.
Well, and
Really?
That's just it right there. It's like we don't have any of the DNA of Doctor Who without it. It was insanely innovative out of desperation and panic mostly to create something no one ever would have thought of if they'd had the time and budget to think of something else, which made it perfect. And there are better episodes, and none of those episodes are the best episode, but laying the groundwork for everything to come was a phenomenal task. And I just can't really turn away from that. I would definitely pick other seasons as having better episodes, but overall, in terms of something a little more intangible of like the best, it's the best for the innovation, I'd have to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I can't remember because I recently just watched the Dalek Invasion of London.
Invasion of Earth.
Invasion of Earth. Sorry, Dark
Season
Invasion
2.
That's season 2. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Because if it was season 1, I would have been like, yeah, dude, it's hard to argue that one.
Yeah. Keys of Marinus, the Daleks. I mean,
The Edge of Destruction.
Oh, that's right, because
Yeah,
the Daleks were only in
Destruction.
one per season, so the Daleks were season 1, and then okay.
So,
But Edge of Destruction, you get that. That's the bottle episode, right, where they're all going crazy in the TARDIS.
yes.
I'm working my way through the classic series right now.
It's episode. It's a third serial.
Yeah.
I
Where
remember-
was starting.
It actually is a good segue into my favorite classic episode because when I first watched Classic Who, I watched it. Twitch was running a live stream of all Classic Who, going through every day, posting about 2 to 3 stories, and every day, every night, I made sure I was there watching the ones that were there, and I pushed through. I'll admit, when I got to 5. My interest was starting to wane, but I'm a completionist, so I try to get all I can. And so I got to the 6th Doctor. The 6th Doctor has a rough start, and he's Jimmy's favorite for a reason. No, he's Jimmy's least favorite for that reason. But once you push past the rough season 22, and you get to season 23, that is the first Doctor Who season that has shaken me completely. Like, when you get to the end, Trial of the Time Lord is my favorite Classic Who season, and it's undeniable because while you have those smaller stories in there, they are evidence They're evidence for the Doctor's case. And who is he being persecuted by? A version of himself. The evil version of the Doctor is against the Doctor, and it's
spoilers.
Totally.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry.
I've actually never seen it. I've actually it's
the sixth Doctor. We don't fault you.
I was watching it real time. I started watching just before the regeneration into the fifth Doctor is when I started with Doctor Who. And classic Who, especially first and second Doctor, you couldn't watch it. There was no way. So everything I had with that, I read the paperback adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, eventually I've caught up on a lot of them. But when the sixth Doctor showed up, you know, I was around 14, 15, I was around 15 years old. I was doing other things. I didn't have a TV at the time. And I wasn't really enamored with what I saw initially. And it was enough for me to have a launching off point. Obviously I've come back to it and I did watch, but I mostly came back and watched the Sylvester McCoy stuff. I never reinvested. I need to. Everything I've heard about that serial is good, is very good. And that just, everything you said just reinforces my desire to see it, because when you lay it out like that, that could be an episode of the new Doctor Who. And it could just, the concepts are all solid.
I mean, they tried it. They did, because Flux is that. They took an entire season to tell one major story, and they had little things, side notes here and there. But with Trial of a Time Lord, it was just astonishing to get to that end. You lose Perry, of course, which is very sad because she's a personal favorite.
At least she wasn't choked out. Oh wait,
no, she's bald and she marries what's his name?
Yeah, I can't remember the character's name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then you were introduced to Bonnie, who is the replacement, and it's very trippy. It's trippy all the way through, and that's one of my favorite things about Doctor Who, when it gets into the weird and it works. When it works, it's beautiful, and it made me have a respect for this Doctor who I just didn't really care about. And I wish I had something like that for Sylvester McCoy, but I never did.
I miss that version.
Also, probably that season probably had my favorite intro. That rendition of the Sixth Doctor's intro, of classic. If I had to go like classic and new, Trial of the Time Lords like version of the intro is probably my favorite. Remember, Jimmy, I'm really
you're the synth guy.
Yeah, so it really went into that.
If I had to choose, I'd say Tom Baker's first one just hits me, man. I love it.
I'm a sucker for classic.
Smooth. It's
Robot? You mean Robot?
No, the intro music.
Oh, the intro. Oh, the intro. Oh no, yeah, that's the first one I saw. So I'm kind of locked in on that. You know, I love that one. You know, I just see Colin Baker. I got to meet him a couple times, and possibly the nicest actor I have ever met. That man is super, super nice. And you know, reading a lot of the interviews, he had a bad deal with Doctor Who all around. He didn't get to be the Doctor he wanted to be right off the bat. Yep. He didn't want the bright, colorful costume. He wanted the black and white. He wanted a Hartnell-esque suit. He wanted to be the grumpy Hartnell Doctor. And when you, having now seen Hartnell Doctor episodes, which I hadn't when Colin Baker was brand new because you couldn't, I had no concept of what he was referencing. His you know, his quirks were definitely an echo of Hartnell. When we see now everyone echoing aspects of the second Doctor, Colin Baker is the only one I think who threw it all the way back to the first Doctor, and he should have gotten to be more of that. Plus, of course, you know, his child died just before they started filming. I don't know if you knew about that.
I had no idea. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, he just been announced for the part. He was finishing up a play. He got a call from his wife when they were just like doing the after party, and his baby had just died. And then he had to go back and be Doctor Who for all of England. And then immediately people started attacking him for weight gain and everything. It was horrible. He had a very rough time of it, a very rough time in his life, from what I understand.
Yeah, it was. And he got screwed over by the BBC as well. Everybody.
Very.
Because I heard this. I heard the same thing about him wanting to be a darker version. I'm like, that would have made more sense for his character.
Yeah.
Why
But-
the hell am I seeing like this bright, weird, different colored jacket and stuff? It was distracting.
Well,
And I didn't think
luckily, Trial of the Time Lord redeems him, and then Big Finish gave him what he wanted.
Oh yes, it has.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
even
These
with
Big Finish
even with
stories are
different
phenomenal.
costumes, they gave him
the
a blue
The dark
and also most recently like a dark purple like suit when he meets River Song.
almost
So-
Capaldi or Purple
Yeah, almost
Gas.
Capaldi like kind of suit. So
Okay.
yeah, yes, you got it.
And-
I mean, if you're a completionist, you have to go through the really rough season 2. But yeah, season 23, Trial of the Time Lord. That's when you finally get good Colin Baker.
Chris and I know. We know, Jimmy. This is your one assignment. This is the one thing that I say you need to watch. You still haven't watched it.
I'll start it tonight.
Okay, you better.
Good.
You got to push through. But you know what? We're going to go to you.
Hold
Okay.
on. I got to tell you, because this is still classic. Landry, last time we talked about Doctor Who, you told me to watch, because I told you I wasn't a big fan of John Pertwee, but you told me to watch The Time Warrior.
Yes.
Totally
Well-
changed my opinion on him. I love John Pertwee now. Like,
Isn't that a great one? And then the introduction of the Sontarans.
It is so good.
And
He
Sarah
goes,
Jane.
Sontarans don't ride horses, and then it Flux. He goes, I wanted to ride a horse.
Horse.
Oh, by the way, I did absolutely love. I just got to say, I agree 100% about the return of the Sontarans in the Flux, the classic Sontarans. I was very excited about that. I thought they were phenomenally executed, and I thought it was well overdue. I enjoyed the reboot Sontarans at first. I thought everything they did with them was clever and fun in a haha way, but it took them all their menace away as a villain. They were just a joke, especially the one in Victorian England. A fun character.
Strax.
He was fun, but he completely pulled the entire threat of the race down, and you couldn't. So this redeemed them a lot, I thought, and brought them back to being a player. I mean, they invaded Gallifrey. They're a big deal. Like they've got their own time machines. They were, you haven't. You look like you haven't seen that one. I see that little. Oh,
yeah, Invasion of Time, I believe it.
Yeah,
it's a Fourth Doctor story. Yeah, that's
That's a Tom. Oh, that's a Tom Baker one. Oh,
yeah.
Maybe I'll watch that.
Listen, man, it's one season. It's just 14 episodes. It's not that hard. Anyway, I do want to say I agree until chocolate comes into the picture.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that. The chocolate.
Chocolate.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Yeah, that was weird. But
first
visually
draft,
though,
Yeah, when they had their own episode, it was really cool to see him go attack multiple points through time.
Yeah.
That was my favorite episode of the whole season, no doubt.
I still prefer Village of the Angels a little bit.
I like that one quite. I liked Village of the Angels quite a bit. I just want a whole show of that. I don't remember his name. The guy, the psychic.
Jericho.
Am I wrong? Isn't he just?
He's
great?
amazing.
I mean, great.
Eustachius Jericho. You have to see a TV show. Literally,
Speech
just
against the Angels is so good. I observe you. That is my power over you.
For that man,
Big Finish needs to snap him up.
No doubt.
I mean, he's done work with Big Finish before, Kevin McNally. So I don't think it'd be hard for them to get in contact.
Yeah.
I think it's just a rights issue with the character. They'll have to get the rights first.
I think they'll probably be able to get it.
Yeah.
well, this leads us to our, since we're talking about New Who anyway, our favorite seasons of New Who, which we're going to start with Jimmy again. Go ahead.
Now, this one's a hard one because it really depends on the day. I always say Series 5 is my favorite, which I stand by even now. But every now and then, Series 1 just squeaks up there where I'm like, God damn it, this could be my favorite. Because when Christopher Eccleston came in, man, it was something fresh and new. I seriously think Season 2 was written for Christopher Eccleston. Like, to get out of that dark brooding sort of I don't know how to say it, like
survivor's guilt.
Yeah, survivor's guilt sort of thing. That's why series episode 1 was too goofy. I mean, that's why I think the first episode of series 2, when he was like, ooh, like sexy and stuff like that with Cassandra inside him, I think that would have been better with Eccleston's character, because it would have been like, that's different. Not, here's a new doctor. Why is he doing this? We don't really know him yet. I mean, I feel like it would have fit better for Eccleston. But so series 1 is so close to being my number 1. If only he had one more season, he probably would be. But I got to go with series 5 because this is when I was like, first time I actually got to sit down and watch a season week for week. And it was magical. Matt Smith became my doctor for a bit. And then I went back and, sort of watched it, binged it all at once. Because I saw a few here and there and stuff like that. I mean, it's just, series 5 is just magical to me. There's just something about it. From the visual effects finally being in HD, to the new TARDIS interior, which is still to this day, the first Matt Smith, the TARDIS interior is by far my favorite. I still love it. And then a new character, Amy, and the overarching story all the way up to the Big Bang with the Pandorica is still my favorite overall story arc. So I got to go with that one because of all that. But not only that, just Matt Smith's Doctor went with the second Doctor style of character, the hobo in space. And that's something we needed to see in today's age. And he proved that, you know what, the classic Doctor still worked. And showing him it's amazing. And the bow ties. Bow ties are cool. So series 5.
Now I'm fighting with someone mowing outside, so I do apologize. But my favorite season of New Who, mine would have to be series 2. I absolutely love David. It doesn't have every episode is great. There are 2 really Love and Monsters and Fear Hair. They're not particularly the best episodes ever. But you have School Reunion. You have
Idiots
The Girl
Lantern.
in the Fireplace. You have Rise of Cybermen, Age of Steel, Impossible Planet, Satan Pit, Army of Ghosts, Doomsday. They are good to great episodes. And it cemented David as my Doctor. So, season 2.
All those episodes you said were great, except for Impossible Planet and Satan Pit. I'm just like, dude.
Hey, I really like those episodes. I mean, sure, the Ood were, but I like the devil, the devil concept.
I love that. That was amazing.
That was the standout.
No, those 2 episodes were amazing.
Yeah,
it's just everyone besides that. I just can't get behind.
That's fine. That's
you're good.
That's your,
you're good.
Yeah,
you're good.
But yeah, series 2. That'd be my best, my favorite of New Who.
Well, then we go to our. I'm not going to fight you on that. There are a lot of great episodes there, but we move to Sir Landry Q. Walker once again.
I really, I wrestled with this one a lot because there's the equation of the sum versus the parts sort of thing, and by the logic I presented with the classic series, in a lot of ways, I felt like I should say Eccleston. I mean, reintroduces Doctor Who for the world, brings us a lens. We are Rose in the show. We are we are seeing all of this. He's our vehicle to the world of Doctor Who. The character has been reimagined as a mysterious traveler. We don't know anything about them. It's just pitch perfect in terms of how do you bring this character back. The odd thing is, but okay, judging it as a series, I started thinking, well, especially with the New Who, that every series has an arc. Every series has, we've got Bad Wolf, we've got the Daleks, the Doomsday plot. That's less of an arc and more of a things that happened, I guess, in that one. But typically we have all these arcs. And so I kind of decided season 3. I don't actually like a lot of the episodes as much as other ones, but the arc itself, the execution of it, the return of the master is just
Saxon.
brilliant. It's brilliantly done. It couldn't exist without season 1 and 2, because we had to know the Doctor. We had to be comfortable with the Doctor before we saw this mirror image of the Doctor. And so it ends up being a brilliant season. Even though Martha never clicked for me, but a lot of the episodes are fun and good. I think that if I were to match it against episode per episode, I might like, my favorite episode of all time is a Capaldi one, probably a couple of Capaldi ones, which is not really a popular choice, especially for somebody who introduced to Doctor Who in 1980. But yeah, Heaven Sent. Yeah, absolutely. Though I love the Orient Express, the Mummy on the Train one.
Great, amazing,
great episode. And the Flatline, the what's it called? With the TARDIS gets small and
that's Flatline. Yeah,
fantastic.
I think I like the idea of that episode more than I like the execution.
I enjoy when he. You know what? I don't remember anything except when he comes out of the TARDIS. He blows the TARDIS back up, and he's like, "I am the Doctor." I'm like, "Okay, you're the Doctor." So, episodes I love, but the overarching plot of Series 3 is unparalleled to me in all of Doctor Who history. Yep. Like, it is just so on point in terms of building up the suspense, the execution. Seeing the Doctor afraid was just perfect. When he first finds out there's another Time Lord back.
Yeah, so, he's like, which one? They could be good, they could be bad.
Yeah.
And then he sees the Master and he instantly realizes that's the Master. Doesn't even have to say, like, who are you? He's like, I am the Master. He instantly knows that's his oldest friend and enemy.
Yeah.
Yes. And like, I'm going to agree with you. Series 3 has the best setup to pay off in all of Doctor Who. But Series 4, I feel like if they set it up to a point where it's not just the bees are disappearing, it would have been executed way better. But I gotta say, I think Series 3 is possibly one of the best. But Series 4, after the B episode, that's like every episode after that is just hit after hit after hit after hit, all the way up till Journey's End. And then you get 10 times the amount of hit power from with the specials right after that, from Water of Mars, the Planet of the Dead, the Next Doctor, and then his 2-part finale. I mean, like, that is just
I agree with all of it. I absolutely agree with all of it. But in terms of the question, what's the best single series?
Yeah.
Judging Series 3 versus Series 4. Series 4 has episodes I love. I love Series 4. I love Donna Noble so much. She's so fantastic.
Best companion ever. Still stand by that.
I don't disagree. Season 3, though, is a better overarching plot, I'm going to say. It's the payoff of it. Once they pulled that rabbit out of the hat, also, we never get the same impact from the Master returning again.
Now, can you imagine if, real quick, Pixel, if the setup wasn't just the bees are disappearing, that could be a thing, but also setting up not just the bees are disappearing. Oh, we were going to go visit this planet, but that planet disappeared. Oh, this planet over here disappeared. And like, there's just overarching story.
They do mention all of those. They do mention those things.
But it doesn't hit as much as like, the bees are
they're kind of, it's kind of like a throwaway. Like, oh, the Adibos' breeding planet is gone. Oh, Pyrovilia is gone.
Glom? Who would want Glom? But like, think. Like those the planets we just named, all of those told us they disappeared the last 2 episodes of that season. They didn't spread it.
What were you gonna say?
What I'm going to say is actually, that's my pick too. Season 3 is actually my first season of Doctor Who that I ever actually watched. I tried with season 1. I could not get into it. It actually took a friend. Actually, no, it was a friend's dad who was like, wait, you're trying to watch Doctor Who? I was like, yeah, I wasn't really feeling it. Forced DVDs into my hands. He says, you return those once you're done. And I was like, okay. So I started watching, and season 3 was the first one I ever saw. Donna Noble, that Christmas special, first episode. And I loved it. I loved Martha. I loved most of these episodes, even the Dalek ones, which I know there's parts of it that are weird, but
they're all good. I think they're all good. Just,
I mean, Human Nature and Family of Blood.
The second half is when they're like, okay, we're throwing in like all of the hits back to back to back. Same with Series 4, like you said, Jimmy, where the second half is like, let's throw in the hits. Mm-hmm. Series 3, yeah, Human Nature, Family of Blood, Blink, Utopia, Sound of Drums.
Human Nature, Family of Blood, probably one of the best two-parters, probably, if not the best.
Yeah. Any show that can make me feel bad for a giant face dying, that is some god tier shit.
Solid point.
It's an amazing season, and it's why it was my pick too. As soon as we were deciding the topic, I was like, you know what? It really is this one. My first real exposure to Doctor Who, the Master at the end, and going back watching all of the Master made me respect the revival even more. And that's all I've got to say.
Speaking of the Master, the comic book by Jody Houser ended not too long ago. The Her Master series with Missy. It's so good. Guys, Jody Houser is slowly becoming one of my favorite writers.
Ow.
You say that?
Yeah,
our special guest here.
Yeah, sorry.
Man.
Well,
I mean,
hey, Landry, when you start writing Doctor Who, you come to me, man.
You think I haven't tried? Oh my God, I have tried so many times.
Dan Slott's doing it, and so I'm like, I don't know if I want to read it, but I probably will. It's Doctor Who. But her second series, Landry, I know you're friends with her.
Jodie's a great person. Yeah, I've known her for years.
Read her new one that just came out, The Empire of the Wolf. Okay. It's the main character is Rose after she had a kid with the Metacrisis doctor.
Whoa.
Dude, it is
weird.
Amazing.
That's weird. No, I'll read it. I've been meaning to check that stuff out. It doesn't hurt that she is a phenomenally nice person, and not everyone in the industry is. So, it always makes it a little more fun to read the books. And when you see something like that, like, okay, I'll read her stuff.
And it's starring the Doctors. It's starring the 8th Doctor and the 11th Doctor together.
Oh, nice.
And the cool thing is, people fall into the trap of all Doctors sound the same. No. Both Doctors have their own unique voice, and I appreciate it so much.
Well, you can start doing what Chris has done with the Big Finish audio dramas, because he is addicted. I think it's safe to say Chris is addicted to Big Finish now.
It's on a video a day. It's crazy.
Yeah, I've listened to so much. I finally started Storm Warning, Jimmy. That was good.
I've been wanting. I hear good things.
So you could just do that with comics. We'll see when it comes, huh? But anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the links below. Be sure to look out for more works by Landry Q. Walker and even the old works. Go ahead.
Real quick, do you have any book to shout out?
You know what? I'm just going to shout out Last Siege, since you brought it up earlier. I got this one on hand. Medieval War Story. Justin Greenwood on art. Just was talking to him earlier today. Great guy.
Oh, is it okay? I can't say anything right now. I don't want to spoil anything.
I think I just did. Read the book.
There you go. That's our message. So, from all of us, I believe I speak when I say thank you so much, and we will see you next time. So long.
Geronimo.